How's it going, guys? Just thought I would share an experience, out-of-body experience that I just had earlier this morning. It was literally like a half hour ago. Um, Basically thought I would just kind of share what happened and so I can remember it better for myself. So, basically the way it started, I was in a dream, and then it doesn't really matter what the dream was, but I was in a dream, and at one point I was leaving a certain place. It was like a restaurant or something like that, and I was driving, and all of a sudden I saw a figure like on the left side of the road, so I slowed down. Then I hit the gas again really fast, and at that point I felt like almost like a touch or a grab on my right shoulder, which kind of brought me out of the dream. So I was still really, like in a dreamlike state, just laying there in my bed. I could barely feel any bodily sensations or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, I got these intense vibrations. And from there, I could feel like 3/4 of my body lifting off of the bed. So I was literally, like, my feet are here, this is my head. I was literally felt like I was like that in my bed. Like I was stuck at this spot in my body. So I thought, just to try to give myself a little help to get out, just to kind of, like roll out a little bit like that, and it worked. This is how I've only had one other out of body experience, and that's kind of the same way that happened. But anyway, so I pulled out after being kind of stuck at the head area there, and when I was out, I was like standing up, and I tried to start walking like really fast. Like as soon as I knew that I was out, I tried to start walking. I don't know why, but I couldn't really see anything. It was kind of strange. I knew that, like, I could tell that my bed was on the left side of me, and I couldn't really see anything else. I started walking, and then all of a sudden I was shot up into the air. I was floating up in the air. I went through the roof, but like the whole time my vision started getting better the further and further. They say, some of your senses aren't really that keen or good when you're close to your physical body, when you do an astral projection or have an out-of-body experience. So as I moved farther and farther away from my physical body, my eyesight got much better. And at this point, it seemed like I was up in the air, and then it seemed like I was almost instantaneously back on the ground, like in a building, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't the building that I started my OBE in. But anyway, it wasn't a familiar building to me at all. I was inside of it. I was just kind of wandering around. I didn't really recognize anything from it. And so I said, to hell with this. I'm going to get out of here. So I just jumped through the first window that I saw, and I was outside. It also seemed like the longer the out of body experience lasted, the clearer it got, and the more in control of my body and everything that I was. Because at first I was, I could swim like through the air. I could get up and stuff like that. And I was just basically walking around through this neighborhood. And I mean, again, it didn't really seem familiar to me or anything like that. I don't know. I kind of thought that I could hear a breeze, but I couldn't really feel a breeze. Maybe it's because I knew that it was supposed to be really windy today, or maybe, I don't know. But I didn't really have any goals in mind because it wasn't. I didn't really expect to have an out of body experience. I guess I never. When I'm trying to have one, I never really have one. So, but I didn't have any goals or anything, so I just kind of went with it and was just walking around. It was kind of boring, but it was just awesome at the same time, just because, it's just so real to have a non-physical, conscious experience like that. But anyway, I was kind of upset at how it ended because I was focused. I was just walking through this neighborhood. I was thinking about what I wanted to do. And all of a sudden, right by this other house, I see this guy like floating in the air and like doing flips and shit. I was like, and then he started like almost walking at a pretty fast pace, like away from me. So I like yelled at him to get his attention. I was like, "Hey, are you projecting?" And he just looks at me and he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Man, that's awesome. It's so cool, isn't it?" And then almost immediately, I'm back in my body, and I'm kind of pissed because I let myself get sidetracked, and that's like the worst thing you can do, is not have a goal when you have an out of body experience. And if you let yourself get sidetracked like that, you can easily lose your concentration and focus, which can end the OBE for you and snap you right back into your body. So I was kind of mad at how that ended, but it was pretty awesome at the same time. I thought the way it was going, I thought the duration of the out of body experience was going to be a pretty good while, until I came and talked to the guy that was doing flips and shit. So anyway, that was my second full-blown out-of-body experience ever. So yeah, any comments? Appreciate any feedback. Thank you.